I'm almost 88 years old now, and have had a great life and blessed with a wonderful wife, family, friends, and jobs. And but problem is my lungs just can't produce oxygen. And I have COPD, BOOP, pulmonary fibrosis, emphysema, emboli issues, and also sleep apnea. So I can't walk more than 20 to 30 feet without my oxygen level dropping down to the 60s, the high 60s and 70s. And, that's very dangerous. Even with my supplemental oxygen, it drops down that low. And, they tell me that if your oxygen drops below 80 percentile, that you're a great candidate for a stroke or for a heart attack. So I try to be very cautious. And, the neat thing is my Nonin oximeters tell me when I can and can't do things. But the thing that keeps me going most of all is my Nonin Fingertip Pulse Oximeters. I have 4 of them now. And then I have the 9500, which is the first one I bought. And then I got I think it was called the Sport, the Go-To Sport. That was, 10, 12 years ago. And then I also have a Go-To Achiever. And then now the new Oxy3 9591, which I absolutely love. But anyway, I use my oximeter every day. Each one I use every day. I have one in my bed, one by my desk, and one in my chair. And then I have my favorite one around my neck all the time I don't know whatchamacallit. This is the 95, 91 now that I keep in that pocket. So I have an oximeter with me all the time because I get scared, to be honest with you, and you can feel when your oxygen level is going down. But in order to measure it, you got to double check it, And it's many days would be very difficult or even impossible if I didn't have my oximeters. So they've been a real saving factor for me. My oxygen keeps me alive, and my oximeters help me to stay alive, and I really appreciate that. When my oxygen level drops down below, the mid 80s, then I have to sit. I just sit and relax, and I do a lot of pursed lip breathing and deep breathing, trying to get my supplemental or get my oxygen level back up into the 90s, which is the ideal where you're supposed to be. And I depend upon my oximeters to tell me when I can move again after I'm sitting resting. I'm not one that can sit down. It'd be very easy for me to become a lazy couch potato and just sit and watch TV and do my internet and do this and do that. I can't do that. I've got to get out and do things and move around. And so I still volunteer 2 days a week at the Park Nicollet clinics. What I really enjoy is just getting out of the house, doing something rather than sitting in my chair. In activity, I suppose I enjoy the most is the volunteer activity at Methodist, or Park Nicollet Methodist. I maybe help 75 to 100 people every morning I work there, helping them get to where their destination is, And it's been very rewarding for me. And I did a lot of research before I bought an oximeter on the internet, and then I also watched my doctor's offices to see what kind of a oximeter they were using, and invariably it was always a Nonin, and it was like the 9500. So I was very impressed with that. So I learned in my little bit of research, that the oximeters or that Nonin is local. And they invented the procedure to use the finger pulse oximeter. And it's accurate and dependable, and it's the best one in the market. So that's why I totally focused on getting the 9500. Like I say, it's been a great thing for me because I've had no problems with it. But I'd often stop by, maybe over the 14 years, I suppose I've been there maybe 6-8 times. Stop by your facilities to get, a new spring or to get the little sticky thing that goes in the finger, or a couple of times they'd give me a battery cap. But I've always found Nonin people to be super friendly and kind. But nobody's ever said, no, we can't do that. They always say, yes, how can we help you? And that's appreciated. You have great customer relations at Nonin. That 9500 that I have, it performed far beyond any expectations I ever had. That thing. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Here, 14 years after I've had it, how many products can you have 14 years and have them operate so well? And, just not a problem with that. It's just been a fantastic piece of life-saving equipment for me. So I've been very happy with that. As I mentioned earlier, you don't really fully understand the impact of what your product does on people unless you experience it yourself. And I tell you, they have developed great products. It's just super with the products that you have. I'm just saying, keep up the great work, and you help an awful lot of people in the world today. I wouldn't be here if Nonin didn't mean an awful lot to me, and it's helped me an enormous amount during my last 14 years. I credit a lot of my health, my people, to be out doing things to Nonin products. And you people do a great job. I mean, I love it. And all I can say is keep it up.